Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm doing another Mass Make Monday this week, and today's Mass Make is using these playing cards. I want to decoupage over them with napkins and tissue paper and different things. And I'm doing things a little bit differently because today is essentially getting these ready by doing all of the decoupage side of it. And then we're going to do a Spotlight Saturday video where I will then make different ephemera. Now, some of these will just be tuck spots. I find that they're, a really, really nice size for tuck spots, and I've done that many times in my journals before. So some of them will just be that, so that will be what will come out of today. So mass making playing card tuck spots, let's just say it's that. But then I also want to try some different ideas that I've seen other people do on Pinterest, which we'll do on the Saturday video. Okay, so I've got my playing cards. These playing cards were actually gifted to my husband and I from his parents. They got them from a casino, so they actually have the corners sliced off of them. Now that's fine by me because when I come to pop them down on a page, I can then just cover that up by having like a fussy cut, or maybe having them this way and having a little piece down there. So I might actually turn some of them around so that we've got different options. But of course, if you just had playing cards that weren't cut into, you wouldn't have to worry about this. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get to it. So the first step that I need to do is use some gesso. This is the one that I have. It's from Pebeo Studio Acrylics. Any gesso will do. This is just the one that I have, which is a little bit old now, so it's probably a bit flaky, but it will do the job. So for those of you that are new to this, all this sort of stuff, gesso just gives you a base. It gives it sort of a textured base with which that you can then add things onto. And the only reason I'm doing it is because the playing cards are shiny. So when I come to, glue things down onto them, the shininess can make things difficult to glue onto. So you just want sort of a thin layer of the gesso. And I'm not a mixed medium expert, very least. So I'm probably doing it all wrong, but this is just how I do it. I just get a thin layer on there. As I said, just to give you something with which, the glues and different mediums and stuff can latch onto. So I've got some black suits and some red suits. The black ones will just be, for anything, and the red suits will be autumn ones. And I've also got out some napkins that are, I'm going to start with my offcuts. I have a lot of offcuts of napkin that, I don't know, we're just sitting in the scrapbooks, and stuff like this, just small pieces like this are perfect for that. And then I've got some full-size napkins that I want to get used up as well, but to turn them into, things that I'm going to want to use. So as I say, we're just going to get the gesso one. I'm sticking my fingers in it. I'm going to get myself in a right mess, aren't I? This is my first video of the day, and I'm thinking, why did I start with this one? I did because I've got, the different layers need to dry and everything, but I'm kind of regretting going first because now I'm thinking I'm going to be in a right mess for all my other videos, but we'll just go how we go. So I'm going to hit pause now because, as you can see, it's literally just me painting this gesso one. It shouldn't take too long to dry. It is just a thin layer, so when I come back they should be all dry, but it should only take, a few moments or so. So I might leave them for half an hour whilst I go and do something else. Anyway, so I'll be back in a second and we'll do the next step. So the gesso is dry now, and I've also gone ahead and done all the other playing cards that I had. I even had a Cluedo card, which I thought I might as well do it for. So I've got various scraps of napkin next to me, which is what I want to use. So I've got scraps, and then I've got ones where I've like torn down the napkin in order to make something else. So I've got plenty of those. And I've also got full-size napkins, which I thought would make nice backgrounds. I've got various designs here. I've got leaves, and I thought this would be nice on one. with the bird, some sort of pattern there with the daisies, this craft one, butterflies, yeah, the lot. So I went with ones where I liked it as a background. I've also got tissue, so let me just show you everything I've got and then we'll be on the same page. So I've got, this is like handmade paper, which I thought, I've just got scraps of it, so I might do a couple with that. I've got, again, this is sort of a packing paper, but it's thinnish, so I thought maybe to use that. That's from the Your Creative Studio boxes. I've got, again, some more thin packing paper, and then I've got tissue, so I've got purple, gold, green. This came from a beauty shop. I've got some of that, and then this was some wrapping paper off of a chocolate box. So I thought whilst I'm here, I may as well see if I can get these things used up as well. I've got lots here, so we'll see how many we get through because I've only got a certain amount of playing cards. So that's those. And then I also wanted to show you what else I've got on my desk. I've also got this tissue paper, which is from the Country Diary range from here in the UK. Hobbycraft did a series. And I've got scrap card. So things have been packaged in this. This is just the offcuts of a file folder. I've got some index cards. I've got some book pages as well. So I thought maybe because these use the same process as, you know, using the glue, I thought maybe I could get that done at the same time. True mass make style. We're just going to go and see how much we can get done. I'm going to sit here for the rest of the afternoon, but obviously I'll make the video shorter. So this is what I'm using as my glue. So this is a gel matte medium glue, and it's the same brand as the gesso, Pebeo Studio Acrylics. It's just a cheapy one I can get here in the UK, and it works just fine for what I need it to do. So I'm going to make my mat even more dirty. It does need a good clean after this, and I'm just going to pop the glue there. Okay, and I'm just going to brush it onto the playing card. Whoops, not get my fingers in it. And then I'm just going to lay the napkin on top. Okay, so first one. Right, this one's got animals on it, so I want to be careful I don't cut off any animals' heads or anything. I'm aiming for that rabbit to be in the middle. And then I'm just going to carefully smooth out the wrinkles into the glue. Now, I am not expert decoupager. I just, make do with how I do it. And anything that's not cork can just be torn off, and then I'll just, at the end of the day, these are just backgrounds for me to make tuck spots with. So I was going to try and move it out of the way, but I'll move the card instead. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Lovely. So I've got some red cards out. I'll just move that out of the way, which I'll do some autumn prints. I just thought whilst I was sitting here, using these things and all the rest of it, I thought it would just be easier for me to do it true mass make style, because what I find is because there's a few steps involved, getting out the gesso and the glue and sitting here and being really careful about it, I find that I don't really do it if I'm just going to make one thing. I suppose I'm inherently lazy. So I'd much rather sit here with the whole deck of playing cards. Well, it's not the whole deck, it's just what I've got left, but I thought I'd rather do that than, only do a couple. And I've got all these bits of napkin, which if I don't use them, they're just going to get ruined in the drawer, because obviously there's, they haven't got any backs to them. Anyway, as I said, a lot of these will be tuck spots, but we're also going to do other things where we make some of them into tags or clusters. There can be so many different things, and that's kind of why I wanted to use patterns like this where, you know, it can be anything, can't it? There we go. I was about to say no tears so far, and then I thought, oh, don't jinx it, Justine. Don't jinx it. I'm trying to be careful. I think it helps putting the glue on the card first. And not getting your finger stuck in it. Oh dear. Don't move it once it's glued. I'm telling myself that more than you. So I might as well do some more of this, these leaves. It's July that I'm filming this, and it should be July that you see this. In fact, you may even see this a few days after me doing the video. So it's, why am I doing autumn leaves? I don't know, but it's because I've got all this napkin, and I am thinking about my fall projects. You know, at the end of the day, I am, you know, starting to plan my projects past the summer, because I finished all my Edith Holden projects now. So for me, Enchanted Woodland is next, and that's kind of like the in-between to take me from summer to, you know, starting to do more autumn and fall type projects. Now I reckon I can get another one out of that. So, because I'm lazy, I'm going to peel that back ever so carefully and just pop the glue on the card that's next to it. So I think I can get it to stretch. There we go. Whoops, daisy. Right, move the card down. There we go. Let's try that. Oh, this is going to be so fun. So yeah, as I said, I used the red suits for the autumn pattern, because you can see, I don't know if you can see it on video. I think you can. The playing card does show up through the napkin. Obviously it's very subtle, but I suppose I know that. Well, I don't really know. I was going to say I know that it's red, because you can't really see that it's red after putting the gesso on and the napkin. But, you know, the thought was there. Now I did have a little tear down there, but again, I'm not worried about things like that, because these are just backgrounds. You know, we can add, well, actually I have a mushroom on my desk. If you imagine we start adding in, you know, mushrooms and things, don't get that stuck to it. Yeah, it'll all come together. Right, can I move this one? Ooh, carefully, carefully. Yeah, you gotta be careful you don't stick them to the mat. I'm realising. It's fine, we'll carry on, we'll carry on. Obviously I've only got a certain amount of room on my desk, so I'll just get what I can get done, and then I can pause the video, it's no problem. Right, I need some more glue. So yeah, I won't bore you with, you know, the whole process. Well, I'm not going to sit here and do all cards on video. That would be great. That would be crazy. Oh gosh, how long would the video be? But I wanted you just to get the idea of what the, you know, what the process is of making these. And then once the glue is dry, we can just cut around them. Is that going to stretch? Oh, just. Yeah, we can cut around them. And then, like I say, they're backgrounds for us to do other things with, which I don't know if I'm going to do that in today's video, because obviously I do need to wait for them to dry in real life. And like I said, I want to do a mixture of different ideas, so I want to write down all the different ideas that I've seen that I want to give a go, and then we're going to use these to do them. So I think you get the idea, don't you? So I'm going to sit here and do the rest. I have a big pile next to me, and then I'm going to hit pause whilst I do that. And do you need to see me cut around them? I suppose maybe it will be helpful. So I will come back when they're dry, and you know, we'll just do the cutting together. But I think you get the idea. So if you do want to give this a go, don't worry about not coming back if you don't want to see what happens. But yeah, as I said, I will be back in a minute. So I've used up all of my napkin scraps, so now I'm on to the full size napkins, and I thought for anyone who's new, you may not have used napkins before, so I thought I would just show you how you use the napkin for decoupage. So napkins are usually 2 or 3 ply napkins. So what you need to do is separate the printed side from the backing. Now, I personally find it's not always the easiest thing to do, and you certainly need either nails or some kind of tool that allows you to pry the layers apart. But once you have done that, ideally without sticky fingers, you can then just pull off in a sheet the part that you're going to use for the decoupage. So it's just 1 layer thick, it's just the printed side, and then you have the backing, which is just plain white. I then usually keep that for, you know, mopping up glue and messes and things, so I usually then keep that on my desk for that purpose. So yeah, I just thought I would share that because, you know, some of us are new. We don't always know these things straight away. I remember I'd never done decoupage until I heard about junk journals. I didn't know what it was, so I thought I would just include that little segment just in case there is anyone who is new. And for anyone wondering where I got my napkins, I have bought some off of eBay in the past. I think when I was very new to junk journals, I think I bought napkins, but I have also had some sent to me, so I've been fortunate enough to you know, receive happy mails where they've included really lovely napkins, and it's always nice to have, you know, a little bundle of them, so they're, you know, they're different prints and things. I think that's always useful. So I'm going to carry on with my decoupage now I've shown you that. All the decoupaging is now done, and I did leave these overnight to make sure that they were, you know, completely dry. So I've just been sitting cutting them all out because I wanted to show you, this is kind of how they'll look when you take them off of your mat. But if you wait until they're completely dry, it's then just a case of going around and just cutting off the excess napkin. So I'm using my sharp Tim Holtz scissors for this, just to, you know, do it quickly. I think some people have also said about you can use sandpaper along the edges and that will get off the excess napkin as well, but I don't have anything like that, so I'm just using the scissors. But I just wanted to show you that's how they'll come off, but they're really quick to cut out, and then you've got, you know, the piece ready to go. So I just thought I would do these last ones whilst I chat a little bit about what my plan is. So I am going to be using some of these as tuck spots, as I mentioned, and I do actually have an idea for one to show you how I would go about decorating them. So I thought we would do that together as well, just as a little bonus to end the video. As for the rest of them, some of them will go into stash and just simply wait for the season, like the you know, the autumn and Christmas ones. For some of the others, I will be coming back to do some spotlight videos where we're going to make different kinds of ephemera. So I'll pull out, you know, a few of them where we can, you know, make different things. I have a few ideas based on what I've seen other people do, but also things I've wanted to try myself. So I thought that would be a good, you know, spotlight on video. And then yeah, just as a heads up, I mean, you can see the playing card through the napkin, of course, which I'm happy with because it adds like an interesting background. So that's all of the napkin ones done. I also wanted to show you, I did some with the handmade paper. So this was I left the cards where I really didn't want to see the playing card through it because this was much thicker paper. For these, I just used collal over the gessoed cards, and so they're now nice backgrounds for my blue projects. I did a couple with scripty book page. So again, these are just neutral backgrounds to do anything with. I did this one with, I had some like gold painted book page, so I did that, and then I did, there was like not tea bag, but like a brown tissue, which I did over the top. So this one's a now nice like brown woodsy type one. And then I did some index cards with the gold tissue. And then I used the Edith Holden tissue on book page and leftover card, and then just scrap card. So, you know, I don't know what these are going to be. I just thought whilst I was sitting there with everything out, I might as well, you know, get on with those as well. So that's everything. That is not an entire deck of playing cards, but, you know, a good portion of them done. So, you know, we've got some bird ones, some Christmassy ones, some autumn ones. I absolutely love these. Aren't they nice with that napkin? Yeah, you can tell I liked that. I used up all of that napkin I had left. I love these as well with the rabbits. Yeah, so I have a whole stash. These will keep me going for a long, long time. I was just using the odds and ends of my napkins. You know, just the ones where, you know, you've cut into them. Obviously the playing cards being so small. And then I used the green, that green. Anyway, so yeah, that's a whole a whole stack of things to play with, which is really fun. But I also wanted to show you just sort of an idea for how I was going to go about turning this into a usable piece. So normally I make them mass make style like what you see me do today, and then I just put them into stash ready for when I need a tuck spot, and then I decorate it at that point. But I didn't want to leave you without showing an example of how I could decorate. So here's one of the green ones. I have gone over it with walnut stain just to tone down the white, because I want to use these for my fairy projects, as you might have guessed. So I've taken one of the fussy cuts from my Enchanted Woodland kit. So she's going to be the part that hides the corner. And I thought she could also be a little tuck spot on the card. So the whole card is a tuck spot and she's a tuck spot. I thought that would be, you know, quite fun to do. So I'm going to put the glue on the card, because obviously I don't, you know, where it's a funny shape and everything. I'm just going to put some glue here. Hopefully this glue will be enough for, you know, to go over the napkin. It's just a Cosmic Shimmer glue. It's kind of like art glitter glue, just much cheaper. And then anything that's not done, I'll just come in with a bit more glue. Sorry, it's a little bit of a scratchy surface. There we go. So obviously she hangs over the edge, which is fine, because, you know, when it's down on a page, yeah, it looks really cool. And obviously I'm doing that in order to hide the, you know, that cut off corner, but I'd probably decorate them in a similar sort of way anyway. So then I've got this little card. It's a piece of paper really, but that's just from, you know, various stationery shops. So that's going to be the piece tucked in. So I think something like that. And then I've got one of my words from the kit, leave a little sparkle, which I thought I might finish off there. So I don't need to glue the whole thing, do I? So about there. And then obviously we can add more glue when it goes down on the page, you know, for these pieces that are hanging over or what have you. So I'm trying to, oops, it's a daisy. Just want to move that over a bit. Gosh, I'm all gosh, I can't even talk either. I was about to say I'm all fingers and thumbs today. But yeah, I can't talk either, apparently. There we go. So yeah, so something like that. Okay, and then I thought what would be really fun to completely finish it off is to have a leaf dangle thing on it. So I'm going to come, whoops a daisy, come forward with my eyelets. So I don't have this on the right setting, I don't think. A2. Okay, so hole first. So let me just take that out and I'm going to punch a hole. There we go. And Try and get fingers and thumbs, try and get the eyelet. There we go. Oh, that was tough. Let me try a 1 for this one, because I think you have to be careful which, you know, the eyelets where you get them from, whether they're the We Are Memory Keepers eyelets or if they're something else, if they're cheaper ones. They can be a bit tricky to squish sometimes, but there we go. There we are. And go forward with this leaf. I do still have some of these leaves in my shop and some of the chains as well. I think, you know, some have gone now, but I do still have some packs left. There we go. I don't know if I'll shorten that chain a little bit, because you can just cut off some of the balls if you know, if it's too long, but I'll sort of see where it's going first before I make decisions like that. And then it's just a case of popping our little thing in the pocket. Yeah, that looks proper cute. There you go. So it's a cluster tuck spot, I guess. So it will be really decorative on something, but she's, you know, it's a double tuck spot. So, you know, if you imagine it on a, let's just pretend this is our page. I would probably glue it on the left side so this hangs out of the book. And then of course the whole piece would be glued, you know, 2 sides for a tuck spot. Yeah, I love it. So that's the kind of thing that I had in mind for the ones that will be tuck spots. But as I said, I normally, you know, just get all the decoupaging done, and then you've got a whole stash of cards. I mean, you know, these will keep me busy for a long time for your different projects. And then, you know, as and when you come to use them, you can decorate them. But I didn't want to end the video without giving you an idea of how you might go about it. So I hope that has been useful to see. You will see these cards again, as I said, because they are the basis of some of my spotlight videos coming up soon. But I thought, you know, I was just going to get on and do the video of decoupage just to show people how to get to that stage, and also, you know, if people do follow along with my videos making the stuff that I'm doing, you need time to do the decoupaging yourself before I come back and show you some more ideas of how to use these things. So that is me. I will be back very soon with more playing cards, or at least these playing cards. And yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed today. Thank you so much. That was my Mass Make Monday for this week. I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.